So, today we're going to look at the differences between American and British English. Now, there was a guy in 1877 called Henry Sweet, and he predicted that within a century, British people and American people and Australian people wouldn't be able to understand each other. He was wrong, okay? We can understand each other absolutely fine. It's not a problem. However, there are some differences between our languages, especially in the vocabulary, in the spelling, and in the pronunciation. Now, today we're going to look at the differences between the vocabulary and the spelling, primarily, and a little bit of grammar. So, let's get started. So, welcome back to English with Archie, where you can improve your English skills with grammar, vocabulary, and also listening, and also commenting below, because I will always try and get back to you whenever I can, so you can try and practice the vocabulary, the grammar, and everything we talk about in the videos. And if you haven't seen a video before with me, then I'm Archie, so nice to meet you. Let's get started. So these are trousers, and these are pants. I put my pants on before I put my trousers on. But these, what do you call them?
These are pants.
Right, okay, exactly. So those are pants for an American. So an American might say to a British person,
I really like your pants.
"Oh, what? Oh, right. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I bought them yesterday. Thank you very much." Okay, so there can be some confusion. Okay, so we have toilet or loo, but wait, what do you say?
A restroom.
Restroom. Restroom. Yes, restroom. We know the word, but we don't really use it. We use toilet or loo. An American might get confused with loo. They might not know what that means. So, next we have a lift and an elevator. And football, soccer, and a chemist or a pharmacy, and a drugstore. Where the man is running, that's the pavement, but in America, that's the
Sidewalk.
sidewalk. Then this season, when the leaves turn brown and yellow and they fall from the trees, for us, it's autumn. But in America, it's fall. It used to be fall for us too, a long time ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago. So sometimes you can see that in writing still, but it's not very common. And chips, French fries, and crisps. But what are they?
Chips.
Chips. No, okay, a little confusing. And then petrol. We put petrol in our car, but what do you put in your car?
Gas.
Gas. Okay. Then I go on a holiday, but you go on a
Vacation.
vacation, right? And I wear trainers, but you wear sneakers. And I drink a fizzy drink, but you drink soda, right? And these are biscuits, but they're cookies. Okay, well, for us, that's specifically a cookie. And this is a shop. I go to the shop, but you go to the store. I go to the bookshop, but you go to the bookstore. I go to the clothes shop, you go to the clothes store. Yeah. And then we have bell peppers or peppers and
Capsicum.
capsicum, right. And then we have courgettes and zucchinis and aubergines and
Eggplant. Eggplant.
eggplant. Right, that's it, eggplant. Any more? Right, yeah, we have flat and apartment and bonnet.
Hood.
Hood. Okay, for us that's a hood. And trunk. No, we don't say trunk. I'm getting confused. Boot. Trunk. Okay. And jumper and sweater. And okay, another one. Lorry, truck. We say truck too, but usually it's a smaller vehicle, a truck. A lorry is specifically this kind of vehicle where you have this big container which goes on the back of it, and without the container, it looks like this. So that's a lorry specifically for us. That's it. That's most of the word differences. There are some more, but those are the most of the ones that come up regularly between British and American people. Okay, so now a little bit of history, particularly about spelling. So Noah Webster was an American and he wrote one of the first dictionaries of American English. Now, when he was compiling and putting together this dictionary, he wanted to change some of the spellings of British English words. Now, he thought that some of the spellings of British English words were a bit silly, and to be honest, I agree. So he decided, how about we change some of the spellings of these words so it makes a little more sense? So he did that. So he presented some options to the people of spelling changes that could happen in the language. So some were successful and some weren't. So for example, he wanted to change tongue from that to that. And everyone said, oh, what? No, 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 let's keep that. So British and American English is spelled like this still. However, he wanted to change that to that. And everyone said, yeah, okay, no, that's a good one. So some were successful and some weren't. Now we're going to have a look through the main spelling differences between British and American English. So these words in British English became these words in American English. So they removed the U. And then these words in British English became these words in American English. So they replaced the S with a Z for the Z sound. Then these words became these words in American English. And there is no rule here. These are all completely different words, but they're just 4 exceptions where they changed the spelling of these individual words. Then these words became these words. And these words became these words. So in British English, when we have a vowel and then an L, if we make a present participle, a past participle, or a gerund, then we double the L. But no, they don't do that in American English. And then we have these words, which became these words in American English. So in British English, we have 2 options, but in American English, there's just one. And an important pronunciation point in British English is these words, the pronunciation is pretty similar. So we have burned, burnt, learned, learnt. And then that last one's just a little different. Dreamed, dreamt. So we changed it from an E to an E. Dreamed, dreamt. Then these words in British English became these words in American English. And that's basically it. That's the majority of the spelling differences between British English and American English. Now we're going to look at some of the grammar differences between American and British English. Now there are very few grammar differences, but there are some. One of the main ones is the use of the present perfect. In British English, we use the present perfect for different reasons. Now we commonly use it for something that happened in the past very recently, and it's connected with the present. For example, I've lost my key. So it's something that happened recently, and it's affecting the present right now. I've lost my key. Now in American English, they don't do this. Or they can do this, but they can also use the past simple, and they can simply say, I lost my key. Now in British English, if we say I lost my key, it kind of means that it's not important right now, or that maybe it happened longer ago in the past. So in British English, this is an important difference, but in American English, there isn't a difference here. They can use both. So in British English, we also use the present perfect with the words already, just, and yet. For example, I've already seen that film, I've just seen that film, or I've not seen that film yet. Now the I've in these sentences is I have. So our verbs, I have seen, which is the present perfect. Now in American English, you don't have to use the present perfect with these words. You can also use the past simple. So they might say, I already saw that film, I just saw that film, or I didn't see that film yet. which in British English would sound a bit strange. So basically, we have this option, and they have both options in American English in this context. So that's the main grammar difference between British English and American English. So that's it. Those are the differences, or the main differences, between British English and American English. Now, there are some more, and if you would like to know what they are, then let me know in the comments and maybe I can make another video. Also, let me know what you learned today. If you learned something new, I'd be really interested to know what it was. So this is my channel, English with Archie. If you haven't subscribed, then please do for more grammar videos and chats and vocabulary. And also I have an Instagram, English with Archie, so you can follow me there. And have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.